Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Hoppy Craftsman. We're in studio. I'm Eddie, that's Chris, and we have a special guest who is unfortunately a bridesmaid, not a bride, because Andrew's here on episode 99. He didn't quite make the 100 list. So
it's all right, double digits forever, yo.
Yeah, he'll be the last double-digit guest.
You're like the prince. You're the prince in this podcast.
After this,
the artist formerly known as Andrew.
Yeah.
try finishing off triple digits. Let's see how funny it is then.
Yeah.
I'll be here at 999 too.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, we'll see.
But yeah, Andrew from the Arizona Craft Brewers Guild is here, resident hugger, or what was his title,
Yeah.
Chris?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And deputy director?
that's right.
Wow, look at me.
Remembering things.
Yeah, I got to remember things. And
So
we're here to talk about beer festivals, which we usually talk about on these shows with people from the guild because they're nice enough to give us information that we need and people want.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, people
Sure.
like that information.
yeah. I mean, we could talk about other things too.
We can.
Which we will, because
We
we
will
never
definitely talk about other
dogs.
things.
listen. If you've ever seen
We go on
the
trips.
what's Marvel in Phase 4 or 5 now?
Yeah, something like
You
that.
know the tree branch thing that they show in all the movies now? That's us. That's this show. There is one sacred timeline that we just completely
Blow.
Yeah.
lost.
Somewhere along the line.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah. It's fun. I enjoy it. We are drinking a beer. Let's talk about that first. And I peeled the sticker off for Ed so he could actually read
Yeah,
the label.
because I honestly think that Trevor's barcode got bigger.
Yeah, I don't
Like they said they were going to shrink it, but it got bigger.
They did, and then I think they got a new POS system, and they had to do different
Yeah, it
labels
is a
again. So I don't know.
POS system.
It's that for a reason.
I know. Point of sale. I get it.
No, it's a piece of shit. That's
This is a pure project. This is a pure project.
yes.
Would you call it a project? Like a Spike Lee joint? A pure
Yeah,
project
it's like
joint?
a table mesa.
Yeah, table road.
Yep.
It's pure project in Outer Range, and it is Hublon Deluxe. How do you say that?
Yep.
Howblon?
Hopilon.
Oblon. The H is silent. I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go.
Hold
It's a Merkel. Merkel. It's a
Merkel.
Merkel. I see. I just came up with a new beer type. It's a Merkel.
Sweet.
A murky double IPA, which
Would
Andrew, are you a fan of the term murky?
No.
You don't like it?
Well, I appreciate it as if it's actually like super murky. Yeah, sure.
Would you call this beer murky?
oh, yeah. Holy Jesus. Yeah, yours is real murky.
Did I get bottom pour again? Is
you
he
did.
is he filling in for Nate?
Yeah.
Just giving me bottom pours?
Yeah, I hit you with that.
He gave you top pour, and then he also
Yeah.
gave you bottom pour. I think
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
both.
Yeah, so he evened it out.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandra. Good job.
Yeah.
Stick it to Ed. I love when people stick it to Ed like that.
Pretty hazy.
This is a 8.5% ABV.
It doesn't look gross though. Like murky sounds gross. Hazy sounds nice.
Yeah, I think they just tried to like put themselves off from other people, being like, everybody's doing hazies, let's do something different. But it's still a hazy, but we'll call it something different. That's what
Yeah.
my mind was. Just like it's the same beer. It's just
Yeah.
called. It's marketing to me,
Yeah.
right?
Should we
Yeah,
just-
because nobody else uses murky.
No,
Do you
can
think they
just
trademarked it?
no, they have PL use murky.
we
Could
just-
you trademark murky?
I don't think so.
Is it too vague? I think it is.
Can we just split the tree of life of IPAs so that hazies are in a totally different branch?
Yeah, do you want to call
Can we
them
do that?
Merkles?
Let's just call them Merkles.
No, Merkel's would be a murky, sparkly beer with glitter.
Merkel double.
Yeah,
Merkel.
that's so,
Durkle?
it's murky, Merk and the Funkle
That's
Bunch.
that's too close to Dunkel, though.
Yes.
So you want a whole hazy class, right?
I just
You
want to
You
split
don't
it
even
right
want
off.
to call it an IPA?
No.
Wow.
I'm not.
All right.
I read a thing
I read
of someone advocating for that, and I was like, that's genius because I like my West Coast. So
No, that's a good call. I like
now,
that.
where does a black IPA go? I think
That's
it
a
goes with the West
Cascadian.
Coast, right?
That's
Yeah.
Cascadian Ale, right? Is that kind of its official class, I think? And according to...
if you want to be pretentious.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's...
I mean,
No, it is. Yeah.
they also have some. Just call it a American Black Ale
Right.
That sounds racist. I don't
or
like that
stout,
at all.
I mean,
and they put it in the same category as stout for judging often.
really? That's a weird.
Yeah, people like. Okay, sorry. So 8.5%. You said.
Yeah. Obviously, there's not a lot to read on this can because it's all government warnings and.
Well, should I pull it up the old Untapped and see if they added anything in there?
Probably not. It's
They
going to
never
be
do.
the generic hazy IPA description.
Yeah, there was a beer we drank a lot in the last episode where it was literally just the description of what a hazy beer. He was like, "This is the definition of what a hazy is. This is not your
This is out of
description
the book.
of your." You just Wikipedia this and pasted it in.
All right, so this is the good place to start. So you want hazy to be its own thing.
All right.
You say West Coast is the IPA. What about like a regular, or just a good old fashioned ale, pale ale? That's the
That'd be
pale
in the
ale.
same category with the IPAs. Yeah.
So just the hazies.
Just
Just
the
the
hazy.
hazies get put in a ring.
Call it a hazy. No, it's its own category. We don't have to call it an IPA. I know it's all marketing, just like you said, but if it says IPA, people will buy it. But it's really like
True.
getting more and more confusing every day as to what that means. So why would you call it that?
Yeah, especially because some people are still adhering to calling it a New England IPA.
Right.
So then you could see two beers on the board that one says hazy IPA, one says New England IPA, and they're
It also annoys me so much when they are bitter.
you want to just a
If I want a
juicy-
hazy IPA, I don't want to have bitterness in it, right? Typically, if someone says, I don't like IPAs, I say, try this hazy because there's no bitterness in it. And they're like, oh, that's good. And I say, well, it's because it's not bitter. So you like beer, you just don't like bitter beer. And I'm sorry it's called an IPA. That was a mistake.
Yeah, makes sense.
What about
This is a whole mouthful.
what about dank? Do you want your hazy IPAs dank, or do you want that strictly for your West Coast?
For me, that'd be West Coast. Like,
You want that sticky, piney,
yeah,
resiny kind of.
preach it.
Do we have a West Coast in there?
No,
All this beer, there's not one West Coast.
We have a rosemary IPA from Greenwood. We have a black IPA from Simple Machine. We have a hazy from Simple Machine.
There's some.
Oh, yes. We have a Flagstaff IPA.
oh, there we go.
We have or I have the 805 lime.
This is
in the
delicious.
refrigerator outside.
Oh, man. My wife drinks so much of that.
See, I told you, Ed.
I'm late to this party because I regret that Chris told me about this beer.
I was like, this is my new
I know.
guilty pleasure beer because I'm like, it's real good.
The 805 Cerveza.
You put a little bit of lime in there with extra lime, it goes down real smooth. It's awesome. And this time of year is gonna be great. It's like 105 now. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great pool beer.
Yeah.
It's in glass.
I have a new beer that I like to drink for days like that, and it is the Busch Light. So when I was in Nashville for CBC,
Sir, could you please say that right?
yeah, Boucher,
No. It's
Busch Light,
because that's the sound it makes when you open it.
right?
Oh, is that what they do? I don't know that.
So I was in Nashville for CBC, and we went to Robert's every night, and they had 250 PBRs, Busch Light, Miller High Life, maybe something else. 250 for that beer. By the time I get there, I'm drinking slow because it's been a whole day. And also, but now you're in Nashville on like whatever street that is,
Grand Ole Opry. I don't know.
Fancy
I don't know.
fancy street, and you're getting a beer for $2.50. Like, yes. So after going through all of the brands, which Miller High Life would be my original, and then it got warm, and I was like, that is unpleasant. And then I went to PBR, and I was like, that is not great when it's warm. And I went to Busch Light,
Yeah, there you go.
and that's okay when it gets warm. It's pretty much the same as when it's cold. I mean, honestly.
I think it's also referred to as Busch Latte.
Oh, wow. These are all new things.
I'm
I'm unaware of.
I don't know shit about 805 Cerveza, but I got all the Busch Light knowledge you could want.
I've never had a Busch Light. I'm sorry. I've never had a 805 Cerveza warm, so I can't really speak to it. That could be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't.
Oh, sounds like a Patreon show, Chris. Warm beer day.
No,
Put
that's
them on the wall outside when it's 110, and we'll see which beer holds up the best when it's
Yeah.
110 outside.
There you go.
well. To bring this to a lighter note, where I don't want to cry.
a murkier note.
This actually is a 2022 World Beer Cup winning beer.
This beer,
Yeah,
right here.
yeah, this one is.
Wow,
So
look
it's
at
old,
us.
is what you're saying.
Featuring
2-year-old.
some of the finest hops in the world. It's a French-inspired murky double IPA.
I want somebody to
Which-
use average hops of the world. I don't want your finest hops. I would like an average hop.
Which makes sense because this is that's the name, the Hoblin, right? That's
A hobgoblin?
it's Hoblin. That's sorry, Hoblin. It's the Hoblin Chouffé, which is a French.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you've seen
That
it.
sounds
I know you've
offensive.
seen it.
That
Bless
sounds
you, sir.
racist.
Bless you, sir.
I'm pretty sure I butchered that too. Yeah, here let me pull it up.
Really? You don't speak French fluently?
I took French in high school and I wasn't very good at it. This little guy, that little yard gnome guy.
Oh, from the that's on the Cantillon stuff.
It could be. No.
That gnome's on the Cantillon bottles. I swear I've seen it on maybe not
Well,
Cantillon. maybe
I've had the IPA from them before, and they did some farmhouse stuff too.
maybe
so-
that's what it is.
But this is supposed to be like a nod in their direction. Is what they're saying.
interesting. Back to more interesting
So-
thing. Have you had the Bush Light Apple?
This is not more
No.
interesting.
I didn't know such a thing existed.
Yeah, there is Bush Light Apple.
Wow. How do you know this?
I told you.
He put a lot of work in.
Bush Light has a camo can. Have you seen that? No, you haven't because it's camouflage.
Oh, hey, speaking of camo, our Real Wild and Woody shirts are camo
Sweet.
with high vis orange logo on it.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's cool.
I'm Bonnie was gonna wear one today, and she does a lot of Zoom for work, and I was like, "You can't wear that. They'll just see a floating head. It's not fair. Your staff will be scared for you." But no,
Because Andrew has camo curtains also.
This house is just full of foliage. Foliage. That's the word. It's hard to talk today.
But Andrew spoiled it. We are here to talk about Real Wild and Woodsy.
Woodsy.
Not Woody.
no, that's
Very,
called,
very clever.
that's a that was a
Segue.
clever
Segue.
segue. Yeah,
Segue.
It was.
Not
It's like he's
ruin.
done this before.
It's like trying to take over our show, Chris.
All
And
right, guys.
unfortunately, he's better at it.
Well, you guys can talk about Bud Light. I'm out of here.
Yeah, welcome
This
to
is-
the new Bush
I'm not
Light
going to make it to
podcast.
100.
Oh, I also brought those stickers for you too. Brought more stickers.
We got Bush Light stickers in there?
No,
Well, I thought you were.
But before we get into new, what are those called? Beer festivals?
Yeah, that's the
Let's
one.
talk about the previous one.
oh
'Cause
great.
The last time you were here, we talked about Strong Beer Fest.
Oh,
And
did.
that long.
That's right. It was wow. Well, listen, number of episodes is only like 7, so we're fine. It's only 7 episodes
cool.
ago.
Cool.
yeah, in the timeline of podcast releases, it's very
You hit previous like 3 times and you're at that episode. So it's
If
fine.
only,
It's great.
if only this was your actual job, then you would do this every single week.
Oh man.
somebody's gonna listen and be like, "This guy again."
yeah.
Just heard him.
2 episodes ago.
But what we wanted to ask you is because one thing we've never been able to do is to talk to anybody the day of the event because
Oh, it's busy.
you're just busy
Oh,
and
man.
it's chaos and fine tuning things. So
It went so well, according to everyone, and my head was just like, honestly, 2 hours in, I was okay to have a beer for the first time. Shouldn't be like that, but
is it one of those points where you're like you want a beer, you know a beer would be nice, but you're just so like taxed and focused that you
yeah, for
don't
sure.
want anything because you know you're just going to kind of crash after that?
No, because I don't have time to
There's no time
drink 3 ounces of beer. Like that takes way too long.
No, I mean just
considering-
that beer. You know that beer is kind of like you're going to unwind
Oh,
because you're so stressed out from the
That-
events of the day.
I don't regret the 2 hours I didn't have a beer, but I'm very thankful for when it did happen.
Right.
Yes. So like at that point, I'm like, okay, things are running, things are good. Okay.
yeah. It's probably it's like a relief. It's
I don't
like
want a beer until that point.
Listen, if you just crack the top open on a beer, it's like a pressure valve release, but that'd be like you, right? That's like you just in your mind. That's what happened. So you drink that beer. Good to go.
So how does
Yeah.
your day start on beer festival day?
Getting there really early and then having TV interviews, usually.
Did you have your high vis vest on for the
yeah.
interviews?
No.
No, that came later.
No, I
'Cause you
think
were
I
walking
took it
around-
off.
Oh, so you got out of bed, put your high vis vest on,
Yeah.
and you were ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I was directing things. And then the TV came and I took off the high vis and then I put it back on. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I ordered 5 new high vis vests today for.
Just
Real
Monday
One
through
for one for each hour.
Yeah,
or
We're gonna have to direct parking, so I'm gonna have to have more than one.
No,
person.
one through Monday through Friday.
Yeah,
So you
one-
Monday.
That's right.
My Monday
Sunday's
vest
my
for
day off.
Tuesday.
Yeah, you can't have the same one.
Sunday's the no high vis day.
Yeah, that's come on. You go to your closet and just be like, what should I wear? And
Which
it's like,
one?
it's like, just
Oh, that
imagine
one.
that.
So
Yeah.
cute.
So how much of the organizing are you participating in as far as like the personnel and all that stuff when you first get to the event?
It does vary widely. So, strong beer is the one where we have the professionals at Salt River Fields that manage a lot of that. We do some coaching on how we want it done, but most of it is handled by them. Baja Beer Fest, which is in April, was just me, all of it, every single thing. And
Well,
Wild
that's
and Woody.
Tucson. Would you had to round up a couple of roosters or and some cats?
I was clearing the park of people who were living there, and that's kind of a shitty thing to do. But
Yeah, that's not fun.
it's not that it's not fun; it's that this is where these people live. So, like, I'm kicking them out of their house, and that's kind of awful. So, I got sandwiches and shoes and blankets and toothbrushes and toothpaste and water and some snacks and gave them bags and was like, can you please come back later, like 7 tonight and leave? It worked okay.
Interesting. Well, that's a good way to do it. A little kind of
The carrot instead of the
outreach.
stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than the stick.
Yeah.
It's hard enough.
It's hard. I mean, I know that when push comes to shove, there are security people there, but first move isn't to be like, hey, security guy, go kick them out.
Yeah, right.
'Cause
That's not cool.
no one needs that hassle in their life. So
Nope. It's already hard enough, I'm sure.
it is. It's a hard life living in a park.
Yeah.
And we know from talking with Rob about like the Phoenix Convention Center has their own group of people that they use for events. Like you have to use that.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, is it one specific group or do you use the same group in multiple places when you can? Like did Bellbank Park have their own group or did you have to source one?
Well, at Bellbank Park, that was my first week of working for the
Yeah,
guild.
that's remember, yeah.
But we used a consolidated vendor. So we used the Pride Group, and they did
They do
bathroom,
everything, right?
security, scanning, everything. So that's one way to go. Then there's Salt River Fields, where they already have a permanent group of staff because they do events year round.
Yeah, because
So
they have spring training, they have soccer events,
50
they have-
events.
Other events.
Yeah.
Cheese events.
Yeah.
Wine tasting events. There's
Yeah.
tons
Oh
of
yeah,
taco events.
Is that where the grilled cheese?
I think so, yeah.
Sure.
Grilled cheese festival is.
There's a bunch of them going
Yeah.
on.
The macaroni and cheese.
I drive by
festival?
there and I see the little sign on the. It's always. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
another event going on.
For
up here.
sure. So
crazy.
they have their system down pretty well where we don't have to use an outside vendor. We had the option of anything we want. They were like, we can run it with you co-op. You can do everything by yourself. You can hand everything off to us, like whatever you want to do. So they managed the personnel part, which was so glorious. And sponsorship. They did everything, really. I mean, I had to help with some of the setting up the field and some other random things, but they pulled all the heavy weight.
That's awesome. Listen,
Yeah.
I think this is the time to gush because we really enjoyed this year. I think this
Yeah.
year was amazing. The early ticket pickup. We saw you, hung
so
out,
amazing.
go
Yeah, that
upstairs,
event
watch
was
you.
amazing.
That was awesome. It was great to go do that and just hang out. And it felt like even more of a perk from getting VIP stuff, like the experience.
Yeah.
And we talked to you guys before, and Rob asked us, what about other beer events or things you've gone that you guys like and want to see in ours? And I think what Ed brought up one time was the experience, like have an experience, like to actually
Right.
have experience and then talk to other people about it and share that experience because you're not going to get that anywhere else. And I think that was a step in the right direction for that kind of stuff.
It was
amazing.
Great.
So cool. And I mean, kind of self here, but it was the venue was great. It was so close to my house. So it was very, self-fulfilling, but it was like,
we got picked up, we got Chinese food, and we were home in like 10 minutes.
Oh, it was
love
great.
it.
But I mean, but I've drove all of the Valley for all of them too. But it was like, yeah, it's nice to be in my backyard. This is great.
Yeah.
But the layout was great. The having the band the day before and getting it, that line just did not stop. Like it was a long line, but we was like, keep going.
Yeah.
Nobody stopped. It was great.
Keep walking.
100% worth it getting
all
it the day
of
before.
the people who had their wristbands were in by 10 minutes after.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was amazing.
And when it came to GA, everyone from GA was in within like 9 minutes.
Wow.
Because first venue, first time these security people, so they have a different system, like one person swipes, one person checks, one person. We have a little easier way of doing it because they work for Major League Baseball.
Right. They're
So there's a little higher standard of what they are expected to do.
Yeah.
So when we got to GA, we got everyone together and put a whole new system together. And we're like, this is what's happening. We're doing all of this before the line. Like the security thing is happening before everything else. And then we're after security, you're all breaking it. It all worked so good during GA. So we're just going to move that over to VIP.
Nice. I mean, it didn't seem like there was always in previous years like a wave. Like you could just feel at the festival as soon as GA hit, there was just this wave of people that came in. Mm-hmm. And this year it didn't feel like that either. It didn't feel like there was this giant wave of people that all of a sudden were there. You're like, where did all these people come from all of a sudden? it definitely felt like
that also has to do with the size of the space.
Right.
So the size of the space was great. And also when you walked in, it filtered you to different areas. You didn't just walk in and you're in one column going around a maze.
Yeah.
Like it was so many places that you could turn as soon as you came in. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think the overall, again, loved it. Loved this year. I thought it was great. Looking forward to many more there.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this, all the jokes we made about the goddamn Subaru. And then the shop brought a Subaru.
So we talked about Subarus on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Then
they had their BRZ there.
Yeah.
It was pretty sexy.
We're like, of course they have a Subaru.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Ha ha.
Yeah.
Ha.
Do you have beer people in Subaru? No, it makes me laugh.
Man, I had a great trip in my Subaru this week. But 5 solid days of camping. It's great.
Subarus and Busch Light.
That's living, baby.
Yeah.
I don't prefer Busch Light. Let's make that clear.
Yeah. For the record.
I don't know.
For the record show.
Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Listen,
there's a definite time and place.
Listen, if anybody is really into Busch Light here, it's Ed because he knew way more about it than I ever thought he did. So I don't. You pointing the finger this way. That's not good.
Yeah. Point the finger in the mirror. What's that saying? How's that saying go?
I want to point back at you?
Yeah. Well, I don't do finger guns like you. That's
what you should do. That's why I point at people. That's why I point at people. You don't point like this?
No, absolutely not.
You point like this?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Very aggressive.
Yeah, that's a weird. Get a little.
So moving on now to the next beer festival, which there's been a couple, like you said. There was Baja Beer Fest, which was in Tucson. Now we're heading north because
just a little bit.
It kind of seems that I don't think Bell Bank Park is an option anymore for beer festivals.
What?
It is not an option for a guild festival. Our members have spoken.
Well, it's not.
I'm saying legality wise, you're not involved in any kind of.
I think that they are still having events. I don't know. I mean, do we have to like break a lock and?
Well, yeah, because I think now that new stuff came out about like embezzlement and there's legal actions as far as where the money went and how it was used. So it's not looking good for Bell Bank on any level.
Man, that is a lot of acreage.
Yeah,
that is super built out. I hope someone can make something happen there because that's sad.
Right. 100% sad. That's a lot. A lot to get put in there and then all of a sudden be like,
and the people we worked with were great. So it's, I know they're not living the best life right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not happy.
Let's go past that.
Yeah. So for some people, it might be slightly farther away this time than it was last time.
Like to drive up there or for the Brewers?
Because we're going to Flagstaff.
Yeah.
this is where Real Wild and Woodsy is taking place.
Mhm.
What prompted this decision to move it north?
But hold on, before that, we found out by the back of the.
Oh yeah, it was on the back of the ticket of Strong Beer Festival.
Yeah, it was like that's news to us. That's awesome.
Listen, every year there's
Easter egg.
always something on the back of the tickets for Strong Beer Festival, and nobody pays attention to it.
Yeah.
like there's things to enter. I remember a couple of years you could enter.
To win tickets
Yeah, to
next
win
year,
tickets to the next festival and-
like go to the VIP. Yeah, there's always things, but
No,
that's okay.
Yeah, so always turn your ticket.
There's like 5 people that scan that QR code and enter their stuff on the form.
That's a really high percentage.
So don't,
So
because it'll increase
if you
your
do
R
that,
odds.
you have a good chance of winning. That's what I'm saying.
Well, there you go.
So why do we go to Flagstaff? Because the guild has a lot of members in Flagstaff. Summer is a nice time to go to Flagstaff, and we've wanted to have like a footprint up there, which we never had. We had one event that we did as a collab event with Jamboree.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I wasn't there, but
Yeah, I remember that name. That's not familiar. I didn't go to that either.
they went one year, apparently was good. The second year got rained out. I don't really know the details, but we've never had anything solid up there, and we really want to have a thing in the north. And in Phoenix, the convention space is super expensive right now. Hotels are super expensive. In the past, we would combo up AZ BrewCon and Real Wild and Woody together. And conference space is so expensive. It's just rough.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, Real Wild and Woodsy may stay in Flag. It may go somewhere else. We may put another brand up there because there's some variation in what's happening in Flag these days. So
Yeah.
perhaps there's an opportunity for the guild to have a larger festival. Real Wild and Woodsy is never intended to be a big festival. It's not a strong beer size
Right.
thing. It's not even a Baja size thing. It's like smaller. So maybe that fits as a moving event that goes to Kingman next year or goes to
Oh God,
Havasu
please no.
or Havasu. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing anything out there. I haven't talked about this with anyone,
Have you
but
been to Kingman?
Real Wild, real
I have.
wild
I
and
love
sandy.
Kingman. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Real Wild and Cactus.
Kingman is fun. I like Kingman.
I meant like Yuma. We were to Yuma.
Oh, good. Real Wild in prison.
Prison Hill does a great festival down
See?
there, and everyone goes. Apparently, I've never been there. I've never been to anything.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what about this? And I go, I've never been to Made in the Shade. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't go that either.
I'm really not a beer guy.
As
His
he's drinking his beer.
Busch Light.
That's why I like Busch Light so much.
So was there ever a plan to call this something else, or was it always going to be Real Wild and Woody?
There was never really a plan to call it something else. There was a half second where someone was like, what about not doing that?
What?
How about no?
And that just was like, well, if we don't, then we just kill the brand. And we've had it for 7 years, so why would we just kill it? Like,
Yeah.
let's use it, and then maybe it changes, but let's not just kill it.
Right.
So, yeah, there's talk about maybe there's another event in Flagstaff with a different name. Who knows? Who
But
knows?
I do like the idea of Real Wild and Woody kind of being like a rotating thing.
Could be, yeah. I mean, I
At
think it's
different
kind of
places,
cool.
like the traveling, make it the traveling circus.
Yeah,
Your beer. Mhm.
I think that's kind of neat, and you can even do it in weird places because it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, like Kingman.
Kingman. Or what about Globe? What about Pinewood?
Globe.
Pine-
You know how many people fall down the mountain in Globe?
What about
Oh, man.
Pine?
Pine top?
Pine Top?
Yeah, that's the name.
Pine?
Pine or pine,
Pine.
top, yeah.
Yeah, any of those things. Like,
Payson
sure.
during rodeo week.
Oh, what? What? That's
Why
a
not?
good idea. Just have one road into Payson. You can never get through it when rodeo's going on. It's so long.
Go to all the mining towns, because I don't think there's a single brewery once you get past like Superior.
Past Tombstone?
No, I mean the
Oh, that way?
yeah, going
East.
west or east. Yeah,
I mean, there is Pine Top Brewing.
yeah, but that's north. I'm talking like straight east, like
No,
That's because the freeway doesn't
past
go that
Globe.
way.
Like you go to Globe, keep going.
no.
You
Then
get
aren't
it.
you in New Mexico then?
Yeah, basically.
pretty
much. Okay.
Hey, that's where I was born. Damn
Well,
it.
they have
Not New Mexico,
They
but
have breweries in New Mexico. In
That's
fact,
That's
but
what I
there's
heard.
nothing between I'm talking like Safford and
Yeah.
Morenci, and they play like 8-man football out there.
Safford
That's
would
all.
really
Like
love to have a brewery, and they are offering development incentives to bring one there. So
I
if
saw that it
anyone
was
wants to
in
open
a
one-
magazine. I tried to talk my uncle into it because he lives out there. I was like, "Hey, you want to open a brewery in Safford?"
And then he was like,
I have a lot of family that lives out there. I could run the whole brewery just with family.
It's a family-owned business.
Yep.
Didn't even know.
I mean, beer festivals need to be something different than what they've been forever, which is come in and drink beer. We need to have
Wrestling and gunfights and
wrestling and gunfights.
Thank God there was no gunfights at this Strong Beer Fest.
I like the circus. I like the wrestling. Everything was fun.
Yeah, the circus drew a big crowd. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's the circus. The wrestling drew a pretty big crowd towards the end there.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Always
'cause-
does.
Music is good. There's always interest. Like, we're nerds, so Rob and I like museums, and we've done 3 events in museums, and they've been super popular.
yeah, the Craft Beer Awards was at the Tempe Heritage Museum.
Right, and we
Very
also
cool.
did the Japanese baseball event there, and we did the one in Tucson at their historic museum, and it's fun drinking beer in places you don't usually drink beer.
Yeah, it feels kind of like the only word I can think of is naughty.
Yeah, naughty, but
feels
also
like-
fancy.
Yeah.
It feels like child, like you're not supposed to
Getting-
eat a cookie before dinner kind of thing.
Getting away with something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it kind of has that, like you said, pacificate. Yeah, I can't even
It
say
has
it.
what?
A very grown up. See, that's how. When I can't spell things, I just do the same thing. I just say a different word.
I'm grown.
It's a very grown up atmosphere to it. Like you feel like you're like, yeah, this is. very
We were
fancy.
severely underdressed at the Craft Beer Awards.
Yeah, I guess I should have wore something nicer.
You should have put on a hat. Or
I
something.
asked Rob, and he was like, "No, you're fine." I mean, you were way dressed up, so I mean, come on.
I think you were fine. I was on stage. That's a whole different thing.
I'm just saying.
There are plenty of people in t-shirts and polos.
I know
and
we fit in with some of the brewer that were there. It was
everything
great.
was fine.
I was like, "It's gonna be full of brewers. They're all been wearing t-shirts and jeans." And we show up, and there's like, "Well, there's a lot of owners and other people here. This is
Maybe
weird."
that's what we need. We need to make the brewer shirts
No, there you
for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be our fancy
The
outfit.
brewer, like the baseball team.
Work shirts.
Damn
mechanic shirts.
That's my
Oh,
team.
gotcha.
You're
The
a
Brewers.
Brewers fan?
Yeah.
It's because he's beer.
You've been drinking Busch Light since you were 14 then, if you're a Brewers fan.
No.
Slits?
Yeah.
What's the other one? Strohs?
Old
Strohs,
Milwaukee,
I do love Strohs.
motherfucker. Old Milwaukee.
Oh,
Come on.
Oh,
That
yeah.
grandpa's bar in the basement?
No old style?
Yeah, old style for sure.
Oh, man.
all awful beers.
It's okay, Mr. Michigan.
Yeah, what?
All day IPA.
They were crap brewery. I mean, guys, listen, Stroh's at one point was a crap brewery too. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
So again, Andrew provided us with a great segue because tell us about the location of Real Wild and Woodsy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
also at a museum, correct?
True fact. It's the Arizona Historical Society Pioneer Museum.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah, it's a lot of words. We just say Pioneer Museum.
That's probably better.
Although there's right across the street, about 3 blocks down, another museum called the Pioneer Museum. So it could get confusing, but hey, let's just hope they find it.
Just put some signs up with arrows. That helps people.
Mm.
And then arrows get out of there because people, after been drinking a lot, don't know how to leave places. Like,
So what's
arrow.
the venue like? Have you scoped it out already, or
Yes.
have you been there before?
We're going to be outside. We're not in the museum. We're
You get
outside.
to walk through the museum.
They're actually opening it. I learned that today.
Oh, that's cool.
They have not been open since 2020.
I was gonna say when I looked and when the event was announced, I looked and it's like permanently closed
Or temporarily or something.
closed
Yeah,
or something like
it still says that. They're opening for special events only. So they are going to be open, which I think is super cool. They're just having trouble staffing it. Like ever since they closed for COVID, they never reopened because it's a constant battle to get someone that's willing to be the curator there. And I don't know why. I'm not a museum person, but they are going to be open. And all throughout the outside, which is trees and lots of hills and rocks and pine needles. You won't see any dirt. It's all pine needles.
Perfect.
You're not going to be walking on dirt.
So put some in your West Coast as you
Don't wear
It's
sample
amazing.
West Coast.
Don't
Just
wear
pick up
sand-
some pine needles and throw them.
Don't
in your
wear
West
sandals.
Coast.
Don't wear sandals.
No.
Wear some shoes.
Lots of pokey pokey.
Yeah.
It's cool. So walking the space, everyone's going to be a different space. They have old mining equipment that's out there. They've got a locomotive and a caboose from long ago.
Make sure you get your tetanus shot before you go.
It's really cool. I'm very excited.
No, that's awesome.
It's going to be fun.
It's cool. It's nice to have like, I mean, that's what we talk about, like downtown Mesa. I love downtown Mesa because it's got such like culture. Like the buildings look different than any place. It's not stucco. It's not just a strip mall. It actually has feeling to it. Things look different, and it's really cool. And it's cool to have a venue that isn't just an open field, right?
Yeah, or a parking lot.
Or a parking lot, right? It's there's things to see, things to do, and look at things. Which is
well,
awesome.
you went to the hop culture beer festival, and didn't they have the car museum open?
It was at the car museum. Yeah, it was in the car museum. It was a guy's like personal collection of cars. It was pretty crazy. That was fun. It was fun to go walk through there and do stuff. And it was but it was like it was basically in the yard outside of that. It was kind of cool.
Funny because the Wickenburg Oktoberfest, the city of Wickenburg is also putting on a car show the same time of the Oktoberfest.
Oh, there you go.
So again, it's got to be more than just stand around in a park and drink beer.
Yep. Yeah, I get that. You know, I remember who it was. It was like Hangar 24 when they came to Arizona. They had a release party at Falcon Fields Air Museum.
Oh yeah,
and that was awesome because
amazing.
You just got to walk around inside and do tastings, and they had different like stations next to a lot of different planes and stuff, and it was really cool. And it was awesome to be in, like you said, you almost felt like you're like, I don't know if we should be in here drinking beer. There's concrete and airplanes everywhere, but it was like was really nice. So that would be a cool place if you're looking at another place around the valley.
I do have a brewer from Tucson who keeps pushing me to do it at the Pima Air and Space Museum.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Like, yeah, it would be super cool. There's only so much bandwidth of how many festivals can I put on, and how many consumers are there that are willing to do that regularly.
Yep,
Can you put it on at the graveyard?
No, they
plain
don't let
graveyard?
anyone in.
No way in there, right?
No one gets in there.
Talk about tetanus shots.
Right. Well, let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll get another beer and stuff. We'll come back and then we actually talk about non-festival stuff. Though we need to talk about that sticker real quick though before we go.
Oh yeah. Oh, and since that museum does, because I looked it up and I was like, it says it's closed. Is this here? And then I saw the other museum. I was like, or the other Pioneer Place. So for those questioning, it's 2340 North Fort Valley Road, Flagstaff, Arizona 86001.
Oh, thanks
that's
for
your
that.
address.
That's nice.
Thanks, Rhonda.
Who's Rhonda?
The telephone operator lady.
I'm too young for that reference.
Real Wild and Woodsy is a smaller, woodsier, pine-scented beer festival.
It makes sense.
Saturday, June 24th, 12 to 4:30.
So we have these fancy stickers that are like the
They're
Air
not
freshener
like,
shaped.
they're not that.
they're not that.
If you picture that in your mind, you're wrong.
You're wrong. It's
No, it
kinda
doesn't.
like
It doesn't
that.
have the sharp outline. It doesn't have the hanging circle.
No one would confuse this for that. But
Nope.
Is it beer scented?
It's scratch and sniff. I mean, it can be.
If
Yes.
you spill enough beer on
If you
it,
spill enough beer on there, it'll definitely be beer.
how much beer have you had?
Well, cool. Let's take a break. We'll come back, talk about some other fun things.
like
Edward.
cold IPAs
Yeah, there you go.
and no boil IPAs.
I can. Look at
Edric perked
Totally
up.
down for that.
All right, we'll be back. Good. How is it? Is it easy down?
Oh, hey everybody, welcome back.
Perfect.
Look at that. He's a professional.
Thanks.
He's done this.
Yeah.
Didn't have to do a cut or anything.
No, I was ready.
As
Thanks.
soon as he heard the record beep, he's like, welcome back, everybody.
Boom.
I don't think we have a show anymore, Chris.
I was dropping that.
That's all right.
Dropping it.
It's all right. We need to get one more.
Just one more, then it's
Just
all
one more,
done.
and then it's done.
Well, that's good though.
So we switched up the
Yeah.
beer here.
Welcome to the Hoppy Lager Boys segment.
Oh gosh.
Because this beer is light and it's a little cloudy, but could be the pour.
It's Ed.
There's a tiny
I know.
bit of.
Listen, I think it's just your guys' glasses. I think your glass is dirty, Ed.
There's a
No.
tiny bit of turbidity, but like very, very little. It's good. It's nice. It's tasty.
This is from
Who cares how clear it is?
Pueblo Vita. It is a Vietnam-inspired rice lager.
Yo, what's the name of that beer?
Sapa? I can't read that font.
It's really hard font to read. Thanks, Bob.
Oh, I can't read that at all. Is that? I don't think that's.
Oh, this is kind of warm. It's not good.
It
should
was
made it colder. Made this colder.
You're so precious. Oh, it's kind of warm. It's not good.
This isn't good. This is good beer.
How
Nah,
does it
it's not.
compare to Bush Light? Do
it's-
you think this would hold up
Listen,
against
yeah.
a warm Bush Light?
No,
Oh, yeah.
yes. I think
Yes.
this would crush Bush Light
Oh,
when it was cold. No, it's fine. Listen.
Sapa. I mean,
It's here.
oh, there it
if
is.
you
in
look
the
at the
English
Trevor's,
letters.
if you look at
Yeah,
the
what
Trevor's
does the
logo,
giant Trevor's logo say?
Sapa.
Okay.
SAPA.
It's let's see here.
See?
It's a gorgeous can too.
Yeah. It looks. I mean, listen.
Saywell Designs.
Sable Designs kills their stuff. I mean, he just designs awesome.
He designs awesome.
He designs awesome. I went to design school. He designs awesome. That's what you say to other designers.
Oh, is that design lingo?
I
Man.
did design school.
I did. Oddly enough, I do have a visual communication degree.
Very nice.
Yeah. And you actually don't talk to graphic designers that way. You literally just
You
Take-
communicate visually? Is that
no.
what you said?
You take their artwork and you basically break it down, and you're like, well,
You basically
this
take,
is not the greatest in the world because the font is not great, and
you look at it and then you're like, I'm totally stealing that.
I look at it and see a topographic map, and you just listen. Design school was you design something, and then you have a room full of other designers just rip it apart, and you're like, oh yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it? Which actually makes you kind of thick-skinned at the end of getting that degree. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
You're like,
I would think.
Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
But
No.
this can is
He does good. He does great work.
better than fine.
Yeah, it's better than fine.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell that those are rice fields, right? It's like, that's really cool. So it has the idea behind that with the beer together, and then it has like a sunset and the mountains. You can tell it's all those little huts in the background.
Little huts.
Yeah, man. That's good.
4.7%.
Says so much without so many less words on there, which is amazing.
Sapa.
Yeah.
With jasmine rice. I'll do the honors.
Okay, quick.
You
No.
ripping it off? Rip it off. Oh.
It's gonna rip the whole thing off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ed is under the pants.
No, that is
That's
the,
why I said yeah.
Yes.
Look at that.
That's the environment-friendly label that Pueblo Vita does. It's a wrap with a perforated pull tab, so you can recycle the can and not the paper. Because apparently can labels are extremely harsh on recycling machines.
I imagine they get gummed up in the thing.
Gums up the works.
Gums with the works, they say. Just throw it on the floor, Ed.
I got a trash can in
Throw it
here.
wherever you want.
No, there is a trash can in here.
I did order perforated labels one time, and then a person said to me, "What is this?" And I said, "Well, it's bad for recycling, so it's 0.002 cents per label." They're like, "Cost too much."
I mean,
All right.
margins are small sometimes. That's a lot.
The margins are definitely small all the time. Just pick your battles, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice to see places like Pueblo Vita and like Pure and they have that mindset of art, like that we're going into this and this is our thing. We're passionate about this and we're going to do it and we're not going to compromise with a lot of stuff, which is pretty cool to see that stuff.
Yeah.
So kudos to them for doing it and not being like, you know what? That 0.02 cents, worth it.
Yes.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I still, when I get a 6-pack and it's those plastic rings, I cut every one up because
Save the turtles.
no turtles died on my watch. That's how, as a small child, they beat that into my head. Cut these rings up.
Yep, I remember that. You're killing turtles.
You're
if
kill
you put
turtles.
your-
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
now still do it to this day. Still. I'm like, nope. Straws, I cut those up.
The plastic rings are kind of coming back.
Oh, that's the worst. Why? They're
'Cause
probably cheap.
it's
It's
a
probably
lot
cheap.
less plastic than Pactex.
Yeah, but I reuse all my Pectex. I take them into places and reuse them.
So if you use them twice, you've halved their environmental impact. So that's great.
I've definitely used them so much that they've broken
Mm-hmm.
before. I actually keep a bunch in my fridge just because I go mix
Are
six-pack
sure
somewhere.
that wasn't from you violently ripping the beer out of
Could
them?
be that too, yeah. I was like, I need one beer.
I need a beer now.
They have those paper now.
The paper ones are nice. I like those.
Sometimes those are really hard to get.
But they're hard to get them out. That's true. They're not the easiest to pull things out of them. But
I've seen people injure themselves.
they're sharp. They're paper. That's why I just bite it. I think they're actually, I think there's this little slot you can just rip it.
Probably.
And instead of just being like, I'm just going to manhandle this out of here. You can just rip Rip the little paper.
Take it out. And you
Yeah.
rip so hard you're punching your buddy in the.
Well, it's like I saw was it Gatorade bottles and stuff like when they come in those plastic things, and there's actually you just tear those and this fall right open. I'm like, oh jeez, who knew that? I was like,
I miss Gatorade.
Kind
in
of
a
like
glass
those
bottle.
perfers.
yeah, stuff like that.
Gatorade in glass bottles?
You can't be younger than me.
No.
You don't
What are you
remember
talking
Gatorade
about?
in
Glass bottles?
It just tastes better in the glass. Is what
Oh,
he
it
said.
was amazing in glass bottles with the pop top.
What?
Yeah, Gatorade used to come in glass bottles.
I knew that, but I didn't know they had a pop top on it.
I didn't know that at
A
all.
little,
That was like
a little pull
it was
tab?
like a Snapple cap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Popped in everything. Wow,
Sorry.
you guys really shotgun those rice loggers.
Yeah, well, we gotta,
Wait,
listen.
That four
I wanted to drink it before it got warm.
that 4.7% went down.
it was
real
already
good.
warm, I heard.
It was pretty warm. Maybe we should have that cooler. Ed.
Shut it! I don't care.
Yeah, too late now. All the beer's warm.
So what
Nate
is
was here, but he's
World's
so
over.
angry. I'm angry about it. Nate would be furious right now if he was
World's
here. Furious. What are we drinking now? What's this IPA? I just pulled it out of the thing. It was I think it's another Pure Project beer.
It's another hazy.
I knew you liked Hazy. That's why I got some. You're welcome.
Fine.
River of No Return.
I don't
Oh.
not like hazy.
You like IPAs. I'm sorry. We've talked about this earlier in the show. This is not. This isn't that same category. This is cool. And this is.
I like great looking labels, that's for sure.
Yeah, look at that. Look at
That looks like AI design
There's
right
a little
there.
shark down there.
What?
Chris is just nerding out over the
Nah, that's a fish.
artwork.
Yeah, that's really good.
So to bring it back to beer, Andrew,
Oh, hey.
what's a good West Coast in Arizona? We've been having this discussion over the last few shows.
What's a good
Since we
West
talked to Mike from Pure Project, he said Arizona can't hold a candle to the West Coast of San Diego, but there's some good ones. He did give credit where credit was due, but
There are
where would you go for a good West Coast in Arizona?
you see it's not like I go to where I want a beer. I go to a place and then I choose a beer. But when I go to Flying Basset, their Klingon IPA is very good.
You had Chris at Klingon.
What? No, I don't like Star Trek. I'm a Star Wars boy. Literally, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now.
Whatever. We went to Oro and we went to it was Strong Beer Fest and you saw the Qualpa from Oro. You're like, hey, that's Klingon. I want that beer.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, it was.
You don't have
That was
to.
Paul.
You don't.
Paul
you-
said that.
Hey, why not both? You don't have
No,
to
that-
hate
no,
on the Star
no,
Trek.
no.
No,
What?
listen,
No,
what?
you
Come
can't
on.
be both.
Why?
Even if you're secretly a fan, you can't
You can be
outwardly. You have to pick one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Don't you have Star Wars tattoos?
I do.
Do you have a Star Trek on your butt or?
No, I have no Star
That'd
Trek.
be a place.
See?
That's a place for it,
See?
though. That's a
I'm
place
more
for
of a fan of Star Wars because it was more like my ethos. But I did some Star Trek trivia this week. And did you know that there are currently 3 Star Trek shows showing on CBS? 3 right now.
That's way
And they just finished the 4th on April 30th. So April 30th, there were 4 different Star Trek shows showing on CBS.
Picard.
That was the one that just ended.
What's the? I can't remember the name of the ship.
The Next Generation.
No.
The Generation Next.
come on,
of a
Nate.
generation. The generation of Star Trek. Who knows?
The Lost Generation.
The
If
Lost
you're
Generation.
asking me
Picard
if
the
CBS
Generation.
is just milking that, yes. I mean,
Well, yeah,
but-
that kind of built Star Trek. Kind of built CBS, didn't they?
kind of. I mean, they canceled it and then it went into NBC and then CBS bought it back. But like I said, I just did a little bit of research this week. I'm not really, I don't know that much about it. I like it. I appreciate it, but
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna go.
Oh, we
into
left beer again, didn't we?
Yeah, we're gonna go
This is what we
into.
do. Welcome to the tree of what we
We're
do.
gonna go into kind of hybrid rapid round. Picard or Kirk?
oh man.
Oh, man.
Picard.
Correct. That's the right answer.
Data.
Yeah.
It's never a captain. He
Okay.
might have. No, he might have been at
See?
one point. I think he was in one of the movies.
Because I like reading Rainbow, so it's fine.
That's Geordi.
Oh, Jordy. Damn it.
Data's the robot.
Oh, that's the other guy with the.
How could you confuse
He's
LeVar
on the-
Burton with anybody
I
else?
don't watch Star Trek. I don't know. I don't like any.
Hey, look.
Listen, I like the new Star Treks, that were
First of all, it's Trek, not
What?
Track.
Yeah,
I don't
What do
know
you
what
mean
you're talking
the
about.
new Star Trek?
the movie ones that J.J. Abrams
Oh
actually
yeah,
shot.
the movies are great.
Yeah, because there was like Star Wars,
Yeah.
and it wasn't Star Trek,
Kind of.
And I was like, this is great.
Wow.
Yeah,
R2D2
Another-
is
so
in
much
that
hate.
movie.
yeah.
So
Well,
much hate.
one's a dystopia.
Do you know that?
What?
R2D2's, I think, in the first Star Trek reboot.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
What?
In the asteroids, I think one of the asteroids is an
Oh,
R2D2.
that's funny.
It's a big finger to him.
No.
I think it's a homage, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
So that is the extent of my Star Trek knowledge. Is that Picard is better, and
According to Ed, that's all you need to know.
that there are 3 shows right now on CBS Access Plus or whatever the fuck
That's too much.
CBS's thing is. That's it. That's all I know.
Too much.
Oh, also Jerry Ryan was the person who played 7 of
709.
Yeah, and
Was she a Bond character?
their posters. Whoa, they really did some photoshopping on those of her.
Did you really not watch any Star Trek?
I
You
don't
don't know who. You don't even know who
I-
7 of 9 is.
I know who Jerry Ryan is. I don't know what that reference is. Is that a person in the show?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know that. Yeah, no, I wasn't a Trekker, man. Didn't
It's
really.
okay.
I think it's a Trekkie, not a
fine.
Trekker.
No, it's Trekkers. Wasn't a Trekker. Sorry.
Not a Trekker.
You're going to offend a lot of people.
That's fine. Listen, I do that normally.
Uh-oh, maybe they'll stop paying you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Darn. Oh wait, yeah, they know they don't.
They
I don't
don't,
get
right.
paid for this. I pay more for the show.
Yeah.
I say whatever I want. Ed.
It's
That's how this
true.
works.
That's right.
So I get to episode 100. You just say whatever you want.
All these. There we go.
Are you literally just pulling up a?
What are you doing? Oh, yeah, see what I'm saying? All that Photoshop?
Okay. Oh, am I supposed to be like, oh my god, this is like that?
Well, yeah, you were a 14-year-old boy at one
I
point,
mean, that's
right?
true. Was that-
Probably
if I-
when this came out.
If I was a 14-year-old boy, I'd be like, that's really good. I watch the show every night, and I'm
you
going
say,
to go
"I'm
to
a
a bunch of
fan"?
conventions. No.
Did you
Yeah.
ever say I'm a fan?
Yeah.
You know the first Star Trek convention was 1972?
Yeah, I wasn't
It
alive.
was the first nerd convention ever. Ever.
Besides, like a single person convention in their bedroom, where they're like just nerding out themselves.
They thought there were only going to be a couple hundred people, and it ended up being a few thousand. So it definitely exceeded expectations.
Nice.
By the way, yes,
cool.
I used to watch The Next Generation in bed, and then the little thing would
T-
come on.
TNG?
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children
That's
are?
what you call it? The little thing? Wild.
The little advertisement saying
Oh.
it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? That came
Whoops.
on right after The Next Generation.
The parents always, nobody in the 80s knew where their kids were. I don't know why the 80s and 90s, I was always like, my parents have no idea where I'm at right now. Do you know what your parents are doing? You know what your parents are doing right now? Or you know, like, no. No idea. You know what you're doing? Nope.
They have no clue.
They don't even know where I'm at. I'm supposed to be home in like an hour. That's all they know. So
So yeah, this
that
is a
works.
fun rapid. Favorite Star Wars movies then? We're just going to go full bore
Oh,
into it.
man. Empire?
Correct. Chris?
I mean, of the original.
I would have also accepted the Caravan of Courage. Nobody? The Ewoks movies?
Nope.
Oh, God. Have you seen the Ewoks movies?
Nope. I wasn't a 8-year-old boy talking to my little thing that popped up.
You have to watch Caravan of Courage, and I forget what there's 2 Ewoks
Nah, I'm
movies.
good. That's fine.
No.
That's good.
Chris?
Nah, I'm good.
Star
Original,
Wars movie.
original of them?
No,
or all of
just
them?
period.
All of them?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Solo got me pretty good.
Shut up. Get outta
I'm
here.
joking. No, I actually liked Rogue One a lot. Rogue One was probably one of my favorite. It was.
Because everybody died.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Are we going to talk
Spoiler alert.
Andor?
Andor's really good too.
Really like that.
I
Yeah.
couldn't get past episode 1.
I didn't
think I
like
was
it.
tired.
It took a
I
few.
think.
It took a few episodes.
It did. It had to get a
But
little
it
bit going.
Really kicked.
Yeah. It wasn't a big fan of Obi-Wan. I don't think Obi-Wan was very good at all.
You didn't like seeing him go to his day job?
No, I didn't like to see that Princess Leia like outrun grown men by just like it was just weird. There's just weird things. Like she was just like, I'm running, and they're like, I can't catch you, evidently. It's a grown human being. I can't catch a small child.
Listen, this is
And then she did lots of like Jedi stuff, but then nobody ever knew that she was a Jedi, and even her evidently, because it was a surprise later on. I was like,
have you not read the
God.
book? She doesn't know until Luke points it out to her.
Yeah, I know.
And then Luke starts
but she
training.
did a bunch of Jedi stuff in the show, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, a
in
lot of
Obi-Wan.
people have done Jedi stuff without realizing they're
No,
force
she did a
sensitive.
lot. She did a lot of it, and you would have known. There's no way. There's no way she wouldn't know that. It was just silly. I don't know. I didn't really like it. It wasn't good.
My birthday is May 4th.
No, congratulations.
Happy
To
To share with
belated
the rest of the
birthday.
world.
They created a holiday for me like 6 years ago. It's so amazing.
May the 4th be with you.
It was always just like, I miss Cinco de Mayo by that much. My parents suck. And now I'm like, oh, I have a holiday of my own. Yay.
Nice. Ed, what's yours? Besides, don't say that you
No,
want
your
movie.
birthday. What's your birthday?
No, I don't want. What's your DOB?
Empire.
And that's a. I mean, my car says Empire on it for a reason, but
The worst Star Wars movie.
I mean, Obi-Wan.
It's not a movie.
We can take. That'll be accepted. It's fine. Jar Jar Binks,
Oh, the original, the
number one.
Attack of the Clones, or that was one. Yeah, Attack of the Clones was one.
I don't
right?
know. I tried.
Episode 1?
Yeah, episode
Yeah.
1.
I like the
So
pod
bad.
racing in that, but yeah, the Jar Jar Binks.
3 was good.
Yeah. Yeah, Phantom Menace, right? It was 3.
Revenge of the Sith.
I don't know.
Revenge of the Sith 3. Phantom
Oh,
Menace was
fuck
a
it.
2.
Yeah, the rest of them.
No.
I'm fine with the rest of them. Just I didn't like that Jar Jar Binks thing.
Yeah, he made it not great.
But
Kind of plain it. Well, listen, I feel like it's in the time frame when, like, you know, they fucked up Batman too, because they were like, let's make this a little bit more kid friendly. Let's get kids
Yeah.
really involved in this. We still have some
Maybe.
merch to them.
Well,
and
it worked, didn't it?
Well, yeah,
It really did. Like Star Wars.
I mean, Star Wars sold a lot of merch anyways. So I don't know if
Hooked
they
that
ever.
next generation real good.
Yeah, I don't think they needed Jar Jar Binks it up for all the kids. I think they were going to buy the merch anyways.
They brought it down by about 10 years.
Yeah,
From the 17-year-olds to the 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
They're like those kids. Let's get them.
yeah. But the Batman with Mr. Freeze and the Penguin and all that.
Oh,
was
Mr.
like
Freeze.
They
was
were not in the same
amazing.
movie.
the nipples. But yeah, that was the same time frame where they kind of ruined the Batman movies.
Mr.
Batman
Freeze.
Returns was amazing.
What?
With the Penguin and Christopher Walken and
Yeah,
Catwoman.
yeah.
Best Batman.
Keaton.
I have no answer.
You can't pick.
No, I don't have a frame of reference. Sorry.
Keaton, Clooney,
Kilmer.
Kilmer,
Affleck.
Affleck, he's the best.
Bale,
Yeah, there you go.
Adam West.
West, yeah.
You were incorrect, by the way.
No. What?
Yes.
Oh,
The best
Shit
Batman
about
is
to
Kevin
go down.
Conroy.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen. He didn't play Batman.
R.I.P. Yes, he did. He did. He played Batman in the Flashpoint on the CW.
That's not a real thing either. The CW's. Listen, you want to know the worst DC show?
Listen, I've always treated everything
CW.
like this. Every medium is a different universe. That's how I justify.
That's how you, that's how you,
terrible
rational, that's how
TV.
you rationalize TV? Okay.
Yes.
like I haven't watched any of the animated Star Wars stuff at all.
Not even like the original Clone Wars, like shorts.
None of them.
Wow.
I mean, have I ever seen them? Maybe, but I never watched them. Like,
So you were
so
really lost on Mandalorian.
I get really lost on a lot of stuff. So
I watched the I think the first season of the Clones, the Clones, like the cartoon. But I didn't
Clone
watch
Wars?
Clone Wars. I didn't watch the rest of them though.
Well, technically
there's
the-
so many of them. I couldn't watch all of them.
Technically the first season was like a bunch of shorts. Like they were like 7-minute shorts, and then they made it a full season after that.
So that's when I watched it. Was when it was actually a full season. Because I didn't watch the shorts. I don't remember them being shorts. So
So neither of you are real Star Wars fans.
correct. I watched
Fine.
the movies and the Disney series, and that's about it. But my wife did say recently that someone implored her to watch all of the Clone Wars, and that it's incredible, and you'll understand so much more what's happening in Mandalorian
Yeah.
when you have seen that. And so she's kind of like, let's do that as our next series. Like, okay.
is that? Well, I've heard that.
It's a lie. She wants to
Bad
watch
Batch.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. No. Bad Batcher was really good too. But again, I just don't. There's so many of them. I don't have time to go back and listen. My son's really into One Piece now, so I'm watching a lot of One Piece. So that's how it works.
What's up?
Anime.
Oh,
It's about a pirate named Luffy.
Great.
It's really good. It's very good Ashley series. So there's that. Ed, what else you got? What other rapid round questions we got here?
Trying to think of nerdy stuff.
The more nerdy stuff. Who's the best?
Where's the best e-bike?
No, I was gonna say who has the coolest vehicle in a movie.
Oh.
In a movie. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
A movie vehicle.
Huh.
Signature or just like random? Like are we talking Ecto One?
Not yeah, exactly. Like
We're talking like
a very
specific vehicle.
I like when Anakin is in that yellow
taxi cab looking thing.
No,
that he jumps out
yeah,
of?
that too. But no, the fighter that they're going in.
Oh, when he's a kid.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen Star Wars?
Is it the one
Yes.
where he goes down? Well, actually, that's
Like, it's
actually Obi-Wan. But Obi-Wan comes up and actually like he goes and looks at the facility and he comes up and it like attaches to a bigger ship and then goes out.
The Jedi Starfighter?
Oh, that's
Is
cool.
that what that's called? That thing's really cool.
I mean, the one where they have the
I don't know names of things, Ed. You know how this
the
works.
droids that go on and then
The
like, drill
astromechs?
in.
Oh, the buzz droids.
Yeah, buzz droids. So
Yeah, that's a Jedi Starfighter.
Oh, okay. Listen,
okay. I like that.
not names not good for me.
Yeah,
I don't-
names
I don't-
Name
I don't
not
know.
good.
Name
Chris,
not
no
good.
good.
Chris not know.
I
Tauntaun.
know.
I like a tauntaun.
I definitely not name.
That's a
person.
vehicle.
You ask, I'm like, I don't know. People are like, "How nice to meet you," and I'm like, I have no idea what your name is. I've met you 700. We called the guy that from Wandering Tortoise a different name all night long one night, and he was just the nicest guy and never said anything. Was not his name. I still can't remember what his name was. Don't remember it.
So we're talking, okay. Are we going movies, TVs, all across the...
No, movies. Let's go movies.
Okay. Best.
Yeah, which one you like? What do you like best?
Oh my god. You guys are talking about all movies?
Well, yeah. Listen, yeah, like we just looked at it earlier. We looked at the Ecto One beers over here. This guy.
So, top three, I would...
No, not top
No,
three.
I'm going to narrow it down, but I'm saying top three that pop into my head are
me top four.
Ecto One, the DeLorean, and the Batmobile. The Michael Keaton Batmobile. Tumbler's cool, but that's impractical. A tank. But it needs to be sleek. It needs to be a Corvette or whatever.
All right, yeah.
What else is up there?
if
I
I
guess
had an ATST, like that'd be pretty fun.
ATST would be cool.
Cooler than DeLorean? I don't know.
No.
You do a lot of crunching though. crunch.
Yeah, but if you go up,
So fun.
You're defeated by a hill.
Or
Because there's an ATST right there.
I
and
know.
that thing is not the most mobile
Yeah.
of things.
Well, still. It's so cool.
2 speeder bikes and a rope. and you walk in a log. Yeah, it doesn't really.
Still cool.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you're not getting attacked, it's still pretty fun. Crunch.
Yeah, I could go back in the
We
future.
can't. We have to keep anime out of this because the Akira
Oh, yeah,
bike,
Akira
and,
bike, yeah.
Gundam.
Ooh, any Gundam. Yeah, no. Vehicle. In a movie.
In a movie.
That's not animated.
I probably have to say that.
Why does it just say double India Pale Ale and not tell me that it's going to be?
No,
Hazy?
They just didn't filter it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, back to beer. Cool. So, do you think that is there a difference, Andrew, in your mind of unfiltered versus hazy?
No.
No.
I mean, it depends. Like, this is hazy.
Would you call an unfiltered West Coast a hazy IPA?
No. You can have fantastic unfiltered West Coast IPAs that are clear as a bell, is what they say.
That's what they say.
So,
Gravity.
You're
You-
speaking just purely flavor profile then when you
Yeah.
refer to.
Oh, yeah.
Hazy
I don't care
IPA.
what it looks like. Yeah. But
You have certain expectations.
So it's not an appearance category in the judging. That's we just we don't need
Not
that.
to
We
me.
don't need that off.
not to me. I mean,
right.
it is there, but
All right.
not for me.
All right.
I'm going to say the DeLorean,
All right.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
best movie vehicle.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right.
There's a lot of vehicles.
There is.
Well, especially if you get in animated stuff.
Have you ever seen-
Voltron and yeah.
Do you ever follow? I think it's Metal Ball Studios. They do like 3D animation, and they do like themes. So one of them is like starships. So they start like very small. They'll do like the Starship, or I don't know. They'll do something goofy like they'll start with like
And
SpongeBob.
someone else
Yes.
will pass on.
No, it's all like 3D models, but they're all like relevant to their size. So like they did like Starship. So they had like
Yes.
the Star Destroyer, and then they had the oh my god, I can't think of it.
Superstar Destroyer?
Yeah, Superstar Destroyer.
See, yeah,
But then they have like a bunch of like Warhammer vehicles that are just massive, and it like pans out
The Enterprise
to like their
is on
actual
there, and then
and like the Death Star and all that stuff. But it shows like it goes up and it shows the scale, and it keeps them all in this frame.
Yeah.
It shows you like the scale of what they actually are.
yeah, I have seen that. I saw it with the different kaijus too.
Yeah.
That was really cool. The monsters.
Have you all
Monsters.
driven a Subaru in your life?
No.
I actually we did have a Subaru Forester forever ago.
What is this? This tastes like pineapple.
Oh, this
What is
is
this beer we
This
Renhouse
guy tastes kind of swinky.
Stakeout Snacks.
No, we got to ask him that.
Renhouse Stakeout Snacks.
Chris, how old is this beer?
I don't know.
You said it was kind of old.
I said I saw
2 weeks old?
I've seen it at least twice since I've been into Trevor's. So yes,
I don't see any date.
they
on
usually
it,
don't put
so.
dates on their stuff, for the most part.
Andrew, if I told you this beer was swinky, what do you think that description means?
If it was swinky, it's made for children.
Like a slinky.
Yeah,
Is that when you straighten one half of the slinky, it turns into a swinky?
yeah, yeah.
When you
Like,
kink
what
a
is
slinky.
swinky? I never heard that.
It's sweet and stinky.
Oh, it is sweet. Maybe that's what I don't like about hazies. Generally, they have a lot of sweetness.
You like the enamel remover
Of a good sour.
of a good,
Oh, no.
no of a good of an IPA. Like it's got some
Oh, okay, yeah.
some of the IPAs are just like it was like I feel like the enamel in my teeth was coming off because they were so
Bitter?
just so much bitterness to it.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah, that's my jam.
I started with IPAs. I'm an IPA fan
Then I go, yeah.
through and through. So
Says the guy who made us drink
a sour stout.
sour stout.
Yeah.
I love sour stouts though.
You're welcome.
And Drew's responsible for that. He made all those.
No,
He created sour stouts.
love sour stouts.
Invented it.
Loved them forever. It's like a cherry and chocolate together.
Those
It's
are
great.
gross. A cordial, cherry cordial?
Those are so good.
What?
Yeah.
Nope, not a fan.
This is why it's on the show too, because we also
He's just contrary to everything.
Yeah, we don't really like the same things a lot of the time. So there's some things we do like, and then a lot of times we're like, no, you're gross. So it works out great. It works out great. You know that? Yeah.
So you have to watch the video on this, but somebody went through and said all the Star Wars have the wrong names.
Oh, I did see that. That was really interesting.
So episode 1 should be called The Rise of Skywalker,
Yep.
because that's when Anakin's first discovered. Episode 2 should be called Revenge of the Sith. Episode 3 should be Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
Episode 4 should be Return of the Jedi, because that's when Obi-Wan comes back, and that's when Luke is awakened to the Force. Episode 5 should be The Force Awakens.
Yep.
Episode 6 should be The Last Jedi, because that's when Yoda dies, and Luke is the Last Jedi. Episode 7 should be The Empire Strikes Back. What happened in that movie, Chris?
The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Episode 8
Well,
should be
it
A New
wasn't-
Hope.
It wasn't the Empire, though.
No, they're still the Empire.
It was the...
The New Order.
Yeah.
They're still the Empire.
Okay.
That's the Empire.
I mean,
That's
I
it.
get it, but...
It's listen, like we talked about earlier. It's just marketing, Andrew. It's just
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah.
It's the Empire with a new name
And then episode 9 should be The Phantom Menace.
and I guess a new logo too. They had a new logo for the.
They
new one,
did.
too, yeah.
Like, and they were...
a little meaner.
I mean, it's that Anakin... I mean, it's the Andor thing where you learn how that all kind of moved around. Who went where, when. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, the Empire and the New Order are not the same. They're both evil, depending on a certain point of view.
yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah, it's all,
So-
The Obi-Wan quote.
yeah. They. Yeah.
look at that's professional nerd
Oh man,
right there.
Thank you.
got a lot of nerds are gonna listen to this episode. I'll be real happy about this. And they're gonna be like, "You guys are all wrong with all your
Is
answers."
this still? Are they still talking about this bullshit? That's gonna be the question. Okay, so hey, what have you guys done lately about beer? Have you had some fun beer adventures?
Beer adventures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Anything you haven't talked about on here yet?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well,
We talk about everything on here about
I'm
beer
late.
adventures.
I mean, it's only been 7 episodes.
That's true. It's only been
February,
so.
so.
Yeah. No, we talk about most of the things we do beer wise on the show. I think we have nothing crazy going on. Ed made me buy him a 4-pack today.
Yeah,
And they said we're actually drinking some of the beers I bought for Ed.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. So you're welcome.
because Chris
sorry.
goes
Cool.
Trevor's.
You guys been brewing beer lately?
No.
No, have you?
Sure.
Oh yeah, we mentioned to talk about no boil
Yeah.
beers. Have you made a no boil beer recently?
That's all I do now.
You're 100% no boil, huh?
Yeah.
How does that?
Remember how I don't care about the look? Because you don't get a hot break, you don't get a cold break.
Is it are you trying to be like a hipster kind of thing, or is it
Oh, no,
something
it
you
takes
enjoy?
me less than an hour to make a 3-gallon.
So it's a lazy thing.
Yeah. For sure.
It's efficiency. I would
Yeah.
call it efficient.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's
It's
efficiency.
kind.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really lazy. But
Yeah,
it's
well,
kind.
I bet.
I can make 3 batches on my Coleman propane stove in 2 hours.
Wow.
Easy.
So sell us. You didn't bring us any, which
Yeah, I know.
party foul on you. This might be the last episode you're ever on.
Fair. I brought plenty of beer.
Until $9.99.
Brought up.
Yeah, until wow,
Until
that's
episode
a,
$9.99.
ooh, that's a long time. I was gonna say $1.99, but yeah, I mean, we want to go another 800 episodes.
I'm going in exile, yo.
Yeah, that's a long time.
So sell us on no boil beer.
Well, I don't want to make a beer that's going to be entered in contests and competitions and shit like that.
Or drink or
No, making it's great to drink. And making a 3-gallon batch just makes everything go so much faster than 5, because everyone wants to push. Even me, when I was homebrewing, was like, okay, I can do 5, maybe it's 5.5, maybe I could do 6. How much can I fit in the keg? How much I could bottle some off and then fit 5 gallons in the keg, but I'll just do like 7 gallons this time. I'm over that.
Just 'cause it's a lot. Too much.
Yeah.
It's a lot going into all that.
Like, do a real mash with grains, then add some dry malt extract, add some sugar for some more fermentables, and make a saison, because that's my wife's favorite style and you can't buy it.
Well, I'm out.
yeah, Chris. You
I'm
lost
out.
Chris.
I'm
Saison.
out.
I mean, you can't buy it. Where can you buy a saison today?
Trevor's.
Okay. What local brewery?
Oh,
makes a
nowhere.
saison?
No, I mean,
No.
well,
Wilderness. Do they still make beer?
maybe.
I get
They
it.
do. We went to their event. We got the Clio and we got the Salome, and they were delicious.
they got a new brewer, right?
Yeah, they have a new brewer.
What is it? Friday? Yeah, they probably have a new brew.
No.
Oh
no.
my
Ed
god!
likes to hate on wilderness. This is a
Ed,
long-running
what the
joke.
fuck are you doing, man?
That's my theme. Come on, they haven't made good beer since Chase left. They haven't made consistent beer
in a long time.
in a long time.
You're insane. They make good beer all the time.
Sometimes.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so last weekend we went to their sour release, which wasn't really sour. It was like they had 3 saisons in a sour. But they're all barrel aged, and the Salome and the Clio were absolutely awesome. And I mean, if Bonnie's happy, I'm happy. And I loved it. And I wish I had thought to bring some to you, because you would have hated it.
I would have hated
Chris
that.
would have
bro.
made us.
No, listen.
He would have made a pouty face and went to the corner.
I would have tried. I drank that lager. Listen, I'm still on the hunt for a saison or a farmhouse that I actually enjoy.
You like rally beers.
Yeah, but I like their other I like the beers that they make that aren't the saison farmhouse funky. Like when somebody's like horse blanket to like of a flavor of a
Straw.
beer, I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't.
like
That's
that.
not. I don't
That's
like
so
that either.
good.
I don't like that. Listen,
So I make a saison because that's my wife's favorite style.
well,
You
listen.
really can't buy it generally.
yeah.
And then I'll do like English mild, and I'll do maybe a pale ale. But it's not going to be clear because I don't care. But it's not also going to be full of yeast and full of a bunch of proteins. And yeah, it's cool. It's fine. It's fun.
That's all that matters.
Still experimenting. And when it's 3 gallons, like if you throw it out, you throw it out.
Right. Yeah.
You're putting like $10 into that. Maybe.
That's cool.
I do have access to free hops and free yeast, and I have to buy my grain, which is almost nothing. So, like,
Technically, doesn't everybody have access to free yeast?
yes.
Like, there's a bunch of it in his beard right now.
Yeah, 100%
probably.
there is probably using my beard.
I mean, yeah, that takes some science to grow, but if you went to your local brewery and said, hey, can I have a couple ounces of Cascade? The answer would be yes. They'd be like, yeah, sure. You're a regular customer. We think you're cool. Let's do it.
Can I have a couple ounces of Cascade in liquid form in the glass, please? You think that would work?
Not as much.
I mean,
Damn it.
yes, but they would make you pay for it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
No,
like,
he said free. Though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No.
Can
So
I,
if
can I
you
have some
are-
free Cascade hops in liquid form?
If you're a cool guy and you are seriously like care about beer, breweries are going to do just about anything to keep you in the fold. Not that they want your money, but that they want you to love beer. So it's not even that hard. I
Right.
don't know.
But we have to put a caveat on that. Don't go in there being like, hey, you should do this with your beer.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah,
No.
don't tell people how to do stuff.
No. Also, I
So
did
there-
brew for 8 years, and
But that helps a lot.
I
You know
go
people,
to the breweries that I go to all the time.
Yeah. Listen, go there, make friends.
Yeah.
Get to know people.
Get to know people.
Make some connections, and then ask stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't be like, hey, what's the soup of the day? And also, can I have a bunch
2
of
ounces of Cascade?
Can I have 2 ounces of Cascade?
Not cool. I went in and I was like, hey, can I have a couple ounces of sea hops? Like, I don't care. Like, Cascade, Centennial, whatever.
They're like,
And they go, well, someone came in the other day and gave us these samples. You want them? I'm like, perfect, because I don't give a fuck when I'm brewing it home. I'm just brewing it with some hops.
so is there styles you can't brew that way?
With no boil?
Yeah, no boil.
No.
So it's like, so, okay.
The other thing is, with the 3 gallons, is it's not hanging out a long time. So you're not, whenever you homebrew, you are controlling every single minute of that beer's existence.
Yeah.
So if you're keeping it at the right temperature during fermentation, if you're crashing it correctly, if you're holding at the right temperature all the time, your chances of getting an infection are low, especially if it's 3 gallons and you're going to drink it in a couple weeks. Like, it's going to be gone. Not to say don't do sanitation. You should absolutely do sanitation to minimize that chance. But if you don't boil, and so instead of like sanitizing it, you're only, I don't know, sterilizing it, or
Okay.
the other way around. Like, sanitizing it is less than sterilizing it, right? So if you don't boil, but
I know a chemist over here would know.
if you are holding it, if you get it up to 175 degrees and it's there for a couple minutes, you have pasteurized it. That's the lowest level of sanitation.
Okay.
And you've killed most of the bacteria. That's going to make a problem. Right?
Correct.
Chemist guy?
I wouldn't go that far, but
Oh. So, yeah, I mean, it works for me.
So if you don't boil, then you don't have to be as clean. That seems weird to me. So you don't. So you should sanitize your stuff still.
Oh, for sure.
we have to remember there's good bacteria and bad bacteria. So when you clean stuff and you sanitize stuff, you are taking away
Both.
bacteria that.
Yeah.
So you would have to be like, that's why hospitals are so dangerous, because they're so sanitary. There's nothing to fight bad bacteria. That's why it spreads so rapidly. So yeah, when you kill everything, then you are technically more vulnerable. So if you do have,
So with a no boil, you should be.
so there's probably like a natural inoculation.
Listen, when one thing from like homebrewing for a little bit was like, whatever you feel like you cleaned enough of your stuff, you didn't clean it enough. You should have cleaned it more. Right? And
yes,
so
yes.
like it
It's
almost
that-
feels like you almost have to overcompensate
It's
for
that
cleanliness.
homebrew. It's the way that homebrewers show that they're like cooler than everyone is because I sanitize more than you. And I love the homebrew community. I also think that they hold on to concepts that are not scientifically proven but are legend.
Okay.
when I started homebrewing, I would bring in beer and say, try this. And they'd try it and they'd be like, oh, that's good. And I'd be like, what'd you do? And I'd say, oh, I did this and this and this. And like, you can't do that. I said, but I did it. And they go, but you can't. I said, but I already did. And you just drank it. And you said it's good. And they're like, well, that's not how you're supposed to make it. And that was a thing for a little while I was homebrewing, until I realized it's all this myth and lore that people think about. Like, oh, you can't use an aluminum pot as a boil vessel. Okay, why? Well, because you just can't. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're using caustic to clean it, you can't.
Right.
But if you're scrubbing it out, yeah, get a fucking $20 tamale pot and start making beer, because the important thing is that you start making beer.
Right.
You don't have to have stainless. You have to clean it. You have to clean it well. And Arizona's got really hot sun. That's really helpful for cleaning things.
Yeah, sure.
So, I don't know. It's more like, for me, after doing it so long, so regimented, that I said, all right, it's fine. I'll just do what I'm going to do. And if it's not good, I'll throw it out. I don't even care. Not that I want to waste my time or waste my money, but the chance of it not being good is very low.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. I think it's like a full circle thing, you know? Like, you go through all of them, and that's why you're like, people always say you have to know all the rules before you can break them.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, perfect example.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then you're like, listen, I know why you shouldn't do some of these things.
Right.
And other things don't make any sense, but now I'm like,
yeah,
I can break the rules because I don't care about X, Y, and Z, because I don't know.
I know exactly how that's going to mess things up, and I'm going to make sure in other ways I don't let that happen.
And it could be, I don't care about why. Like, I don't care the why of this, or I don't care about the Z of that. Like, those things to me aren't, like you said, you don't care about appearance, so all the things that people do
to make it perfectly clear,
don't care.
Don't
so it doesn't matter. So you
all.
don't have to do those things. So, yeah, okay, I get that. It's just surfing the web right now.
I'm looking at beer myths.
And when you're talking about having a clear beer, boiling is important.
Yeah.
Because it really breaks those proteins down. Well, I don't care. So that is good for me.
And that's going to be, it's going to break it down, and then it's going to help, gravity's going to help pull them down faster. Is that kind of the idea? Because, I mean, most people don't have filter ways to filter.
Not at homebrew.
Right.
Not at the homebrew level.
Yeah.
But
so gravity is your filter.
Gravity's your filter.
Yeah.
So the longer you let it sit, the better. But also, just use a little gelatin and just, it's going to be clear as
pectin in there.
Perfect.
Do you think that's become kind of a thing in the homebrewing world now? People care too much about the visual of their beer, and they're kind of losing out on stuff.
Become a new thing? That's always been a thing.
Yeah, I think
You think it's always been there that my beer has to look great before it tastes great?
But that's okay, because everyone cares about the beer they make in the way that they care. So they care about it being clear. They care about the way it tastes. They care about, who knows, like if it's in a bottle, is it carbonated perfectly? Everyone cares about something or several things, but not everyone has to care about the same thing.
What beer myth did you find?
That was deep.
That was pretty deep. This is way deep for this show.
I know.
Yeah.
He's taking over.
What beer myth did you find there?
Bottles are better than cans. That's myth number 2 on this list.
That was a long
I don't like
time.
this article because it keeps saying brewskis.
No, that's probably bad.
Yeah.
We've talked about cans versus bottles a ton on the show, and they're, I don't know, like, I understand that they taste better out of a bottle for some people because of the metallic taste of cans. People can have sensitive to that, and pour it in a glass.
Yeah.
Right? Light and heat are going to be problems with any beer, no matter what vessel it's in, and
Light's not a problem for cans.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you basically you're eliminating a thing I can.
I was a big can fan forever, but I also understand that maybe for people of a certain age, when you grab a bottle, it just feels more satisfying, no matter what.
Yeah, a little more.
But my Busch Light can was very satisfying.
And it makes a great sound when you actually pop that top, right? So,
Yeah,
Well,
it goes.
yeah, 100%. All right, what else is on that list of
But that's
brewski
there's
stuff?
I mean there's always that's a 50-50 split, right? Where like people are like, I want a Coors Light. I want a Coors Light on draft. Like Coors Light on draft is terrible. I want Coors Light in a bottle. Like there's those people.
Yeah.
Who
Oh,
swear,
for
I mean,
sure. I heard that
they
yesterday.
swear,
I think. Yeah.
they swear that the bottle.
Oh, it's no
and
good on
vice
draft,
versa.
but it's really good if you get the can. What? Okay.
So it doesn't have a widget in it. We don't care.
It's not a Guinness.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's find another myth. I don't even know if this was a myth. Germany is the world's largest lager producer. Have you ever heard that?
No.
That's probably true. I don't know. We make a lot of beer here. You know that America is the third largest population in the world?
Behind China and India?
Yeah.
So that sounds. And third,
I mean-
I thought we'd come in farther than lower than that.
No, third. It was shocking. to
Yeah,
me.
third seems the high to
I
me.
thought that was amazing. We have 330 million-ish.
Yeah.
And you'd think someone more than two would be bigger, but
Yeah.
apparently not. So considering that we do drink a relatively good amount of beer, and much of it is lager, like a lot of it is
Yeah.
lager, 80%.
Especially Wisconsin. They drink a lot in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
FYI. There's a map on it. Go look at it. It's crazy.
But this is
Like
interesting.
I thought some other states around me drink a lot. No.
So
Exactly 0 of the world's top-selling brands are from Germany.
0 of the top 10.
China's number 1.
Snow.
I mean, listen.
Yep. Snow is the top-selling
Snow,
lager.
number one selling.
But that's but we just talked about they have so many people. That seems like such
Yeah.
a I mean, listen, whatever beer they like the most over there's gonna be the number one selling brand because there's more of them.
When I do my trivia,
Right?
I say, if I say which state, it's always California.
Yeah.
If I say which country, it's always China.
Yeah. That's I mean, come on.
Tsingtao, Harbin, Yangjing.
Are you just naming beers from China right now?
Yeah, those are they're in the top 10 of lagers.
Oh. Yeah, again, that just seems like they have more people. They're gonna beat
number
us.
2?
Number 2?
Yeah. USA.
What?
But Bud. Bush it's Budweiser.
Well, technically now it's Modelo because
It's
Modelo just
Modelo.
passed Budweiser.
No, Modelo just passed Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Bud Light, sorry,
But
not
they
Budweiser.
didn't really.
Which always makes me laugh because I'm like, the people don't understand what people owns who.
And they also didn't really pass Bud Light, but
Listen.
they just want to.
Sure.
Dark Side of the Mash Black IPA. Who's
Bud,
it?
oh, I love a black IPA.
Oh, good. That's that's my
I'm
favorite
only
style.
Mine too.
I
Budweiser, Bud Light, and Coors Light are number 2, 4, and 10 respectively. This came out in doesn't have a date on it.
like the Cascadian.
Okay.
Oh, you
Good job.
pompous. Where's your fedora? There's one in the other room on the hat rack if you want to put it on. Do you want to guess number 3? You'll never guess it.
Is this
In a
another
million
myth?
years.
Are we talking about lager still?
Lagers.
No, I don't know.
Number 3 lager in the world.
High Life.
Country.
Oh, Labatt, Canada.
Labatt's not a country.
Yep, it is.
I don't even think it's a city.
I didn't listen to the words you were saying for the most part. I just want to name.
So
I
that's-
just want to yell things out so we can go to the next myth.
Snorkel.
I'm done with the who makes the number one lager in the world, and it wasn't Germany.
Come
so
on, Andrew.
Keep going.
Who is the number 1 lager in the world? Number 3 lager in the world.
Yeah, 3.
Number 3, country.
We're gonna go down to number 10 here, and this is gonna be a 4-hour episode.
Country producing.
So number 1 is China?
Yep.
Yes.
Really? But
Yep.
just because the number 1 beer is there doesn't mean that's the number 1 producer of lager.
Top selling lager
Well,
brands.
Top selling lager brand.
Yes.
Number 1 is Snow. Number 2 is
Budweiser.
Budweiser. And number 3 is
Bud Light is 4. Coors Light is 10.
Brazil.
Holy shit.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. That's my job, motherfuckers.
Another big country.
This is literally my job.
Can you name the beer?
No.
Skull.
Isn't that Norwegian?
No.
Isn't that Minnesota?
Don't they make tobacco called that?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
It's number 5.
Well,
Number 5 is tobacco? Wow.
Yeah.
It's a strange
tobacco's number
lager.
5.
And now the dog is stuck and so sad.
well, this is the best part. Is Ed said, "Hey, that cooler will keep the small ones out," and it kept everyone except for the small ones out. Ed.
She's a she's a ninja.
She's just laying there like, I just want to go back.
She's
out
she's the
again.
one
I'm
that's
stuck.
fine. Like if any of the dogs are allowed in here, it's her.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Myth number 4 on this list. This is wine enthusiast, by the way, where I go for all my beer myths.
Yeah, makes sense.
Lagers are bottom fermented beers. Is that true or not true, Andrew? Do people believe that? Do you
That's
think?
what everyone believes.
Oh, the top fermenting and the bottom fermenting?
Yeah.
That's some lagers thing.
I mean, it is somewhat true, but they all kind of, when they're fermenting, they're all in the middle.
Yeah.
They're all like everywhere.
The term bottom cropping yeast refers to how yeast was harvested when a beer was fermented. When you made a beer, you could see that it was fermenting and crop the yeast from the top. So it's kind of where the yeast ends up, I guess.
Yeah. So for ales, they do, like if you have an open fermentation ale vessel, you'll scoop the yeast off the top. So if that's what they're talking about, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But saying bottom fermented and top fermented is kind of antiquated.
Kind of a generic.
Well,
Like no one
listen.
in America generally does open fermentation. Who has an open fermentation that they use for the bulk of their production?
oh, nobody.
Nobody.
It's a project.
Like, yeah, it's a specialty thing.
Yeah.
So you still pull ale yeast off the bottom.
This is for Andrew. The myth is
I'm
can
going
just
to
fuck
answer.
off.
I'm going to
No.
answer. I'm
No
answering anyways.
answers
all
anymore.
right. Andrew, you keep quiet. Chris, here's the myth: you can't brew quality beer with extracts.
No, that's not true.
Andrew,
Extracts,
malt extracts.
malt extract. That's false. 100% false.
Why?
Because like you're talking dry malt extract and liquid malt extract, they are the same thing as if you made a mash and then concentrated it, and it's the same thing. And I mean, people will say it's over mechanized, that you're doing too much to it and you can't make good beer, but there have been many beers that have won medals with
But well, I think it's
extract beer.
I think it's the idea of go back to dad gets a homebrew kit for Father's Day or Christmas or whatever.
Mr. Beer Kit.
And then he uses his stovetop and he puts it into whatever pot he has and he boils the extract and it just caramelizes the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
And you get a not very tasting great beer, right?
Yes.
And so that alone for
Well,
everybody just kind of
commercial breweries, you don't use extract because it's too expensive.
right. That's
Like, it's crazy. You can't make beer with extract.
no, that many
By the way, this beer has kind of like a ashtray kind of taste to it. I like it. It has like a smoky, not like stale cigarette smoke, but it has like a smoky, like it feels like an
a
old,
Roush taste
an
to it.
old bar. Yeah, it has like an old
I don't even know it's beer.
bar smokiness to it. This one's way beyond your
Oh,
comprehension,
sorry,
Chris.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
Is batch sparging is inferior to fly sparging.
Bad spargings.
Wow, I think I stumped both of you.
What's
there.
the question? I don't understand.
The myth is batch
that's the myth.
sparging is inferior to fly sparging.
It depends on what you're trying to do. Like fly sparging if you're making a regular beer, but batch sparging if you're making a imperial stout or something like that. Essentially, you're talking about high gravity beers there. So if you're fly sparging and you're rinsing all the sugars out, you go from a very highly concentrated wort to a low concentrated wort throughout the process. If you're batch sparging and you do one fill and dump and another fill and dump, you're just getting higher concentration of sugars, but you're also leaving more in the mash tun. So it's batch sparging can make better beer if depending on what your term is, but it's going to be less efficient.
And we're all about efficiency.
Is that what it says, Ed? Is that what they're
What do
And
they
it's way
say?
better than
What do they say?
God, you gonna make me read this?
No,
Yeah,
is
I
it
wanna
true or
know.
false? That's it.
Well, that the myth. It's a myth that batch sparging is inferior.
Well, doesn't
So
mean they're
that's what-
true. I mean,
That's what.
That's pretty
Andrew
nuanced.
explained.
That's a pretty stupid question for fine.
But
beer.
yeah, it says batch sparging efficiency can equal fly sparging efficiency.
Oh, so they were talking about efficiency.
That's
Doesn't
one of
mean
the
a
points.
better beer.
Right.
That seems weird to me.
Ooh, snap.
Again, it's just
Here's
how-
one that's
what
a
you
little
use it.
controversial. Too bad Nate's not here. Here's the myth: believing it's okay to drink your beer as soon as it's packaged. We talk about this all the time. Sometimes beers are way too green.
Yeah. A little hot coming off of the can,
Yeah.
so they needed to sit in a little bit. I don't think that's...
The question of should beer sit for a little while? I think I would defer to Ken Grossman of Sierra Nevada and say, bottle condition your beer and then drink it. That requires some waiting.
Yeah.
Like, is it better coming directly off the canning line? You could say it depends on the style, but there's not a lot of styles where it's going to be better coming off the canning line. Like, give it a couple weeks
give it a
to
little bit.
like mellow.
Yeah.
That's personal opinion.
But I think, well, it wasn't, again, it comes back to taste, right? Maybe somebody does like that taste better and that's their taste and they like that.
For sure.
But I think, again, that's a very...
It's also something no one's ever going to really run into.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I saw Strange Brew. They drink a lot of beers in that line.
They did.
Oh, yeah.
I saw work.
Yeah.
And they drank a lot of beers on that line.
Yeah.
And it was good.
But we've had this argument before, and multiple times. And this is Nate's big point: is you don't control your beer once it leaves your house, right? But my counter to that is always, you should make a beer that can resist some of that travel, whether it travels in a cold truck or a hot truck. Like, you have to make a consistent beer that has a shelf life, right? You can't just say like, oh, well, it's in the wind now, I'm not responsible for how it tastes.
Oh, you're always responsible, but you can't control it. Like a beer that's going to sit in a window and like Havasu at Circle K for 3 weeks.
Is that where you got your
You're
Busch
just
Light?
screwed, man. Like, and the thing is, like, you think, oh, cans. Oh, okay, you're sending your cans out. Now, what are you going to do? Maybe it's hot, maybe it's cold. I don't know. You can relatively be sure that in Arizona, if you send beer out in a keg, it's going to be held cold.
Right.
Because standard practice in this state is that your trucks are cold.
Everything's hot here. It's hotter than what it should be everywhere else.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like, maybe not in Flag. I don't know. But everything is kept cold here for keg beer.
yeah.
But then it hits a draft line. And so many draft lines are gross. That is, neither way is an easy fix.
I think there's things you can do to control that to an extent, but at the cost of growth and the cost of having your beer in more places than a handful, right?
Wait.
So
what?
you can, so like, listen, if I go to a place,
draft lines?
yeah, well, no. As a brewer, like I can go to like and be like, okay, listen, if I go to this, place and I know the draft lines suck there, I'm not selling you my beer, or if my distributor's selling you beer, right? Then I gotta talk to my distributor about stuff, right? Or I'm gonna talk to them and be like, okay, well,
When are you going to clean that line?
Right.
And then the restaurant or bar says, no, you can't clean my line. It's going to waste all this beer. I'm not going to do it.
so, but once you get to the point of distribution, that's a problem that you have to deal with. You accept it and you have to move on. Or if you
Oh, no, you
don't-
can still obsess and,
right.
and not sleep about it.
But what I'm saying is that there are things a brewery can do that are, listen, if they don't want, if they're so engrossed with the quality of their beer, they don't have to sell it outside their tap room, right?
Right.
They control everything at that point,
Yes.
right? They don't have to do that.
Or tap rooms.
Right, or tap rooms. Or are they going to miss out on distribution to other places, across the state, to maybe out of the state? Yes.
Yeah.
Right? But if the quality matters that much to them, then they could.
Yes.
So it's this
I mean,
balance
we
game,
can
right?
here,
Right.
Not every state can.
100%.
but yeah.
So you can control a little bit, but not, again, there's going to be gives and takes. There's
And
pros and cons to all
it
of it,
depends on your business model, right?
right? Yep. Yeah, 100%.
Because 100 breweries in this state, 100 different business models.
Yeah. Yep.
When beer
Well,
leaves
listen,
your
But I guess
door-
I talk about it in the sense of Sierra Nevada, obviously it's bottle conditioned, but you go anywhere, it's going to taste the same. That 805 is
But-
going to
but
taste the
that's
same.
the-
Do you think
Not
you
if
have
it's
to?
sitting in a window in
Yeah.
like Havasu for 2 weeks.
100%. The problem with it is that they make so much of it at a certain level that it doesn't really get the same amount. Like once you're going to be producing so much and so many people are actually consuming it at such a period, it's like
So
doesn't
Sierra
matter.
Nevada, bottle conditioned, 805, maybe pasteurized. I don't know. If you pasteurize it, you're gonna have some pretty stable beer.
So you think the bigger breweries obviously have more preservation?
They have
Techniques.
technical ability to do things that small breweries don't, for sure. Yeah. I mean, pasteurization is one, even a centrifuge or plenty of other things that can help extend the quality of your beer on a shelf, on a warm shelf.
Listen, don't use as many hops in your beer.
Don't use many hops in your beer.
And they just won't. You won't tell the difference because you won't be able to tell if it's not very hoppy.
I don't know if you know this, but way back when they were shipping beer around the world,
I still need to finish that book.
Oh.
I don't think that's true.
The ship was rocking, and so they put the
the
hops
the
in.
IPA,
So
yeah.
they put the hops in, and it was rocking. It got the hops in there more, and it really preserved it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the medicinal hop.
It was so amazing.
Yeah. Had like that long trip from England
Yeah.
to India.
Incredible.
Yeah, I still need to finish that book to see if that actually. What is this at the end of it? There's actually a guy that was like literally brewed a beer in England and then put it on wooden ships.
To go to
well, that was
India.
that was a marketing thing for a whiskey, right? That they said
Oh, it
they
still
put
is,
those
yeah.
barrels on the
Yeah.
ship and they sail the ship around because that gets the
Oh, the churning.
the churn and it gets
Yeah.
more exposure to the
they
wood.
still do
and-
that, baby.
Mm.
I mean,
Wow.
I'd try it.
Marketing works.
I mean, it's whiskey.
I would drink it if I had it.
If you put it in front of me, I'd be like, yes, I'll have that.
There's a lot of whiskey back there.
Is any of it go on a boat to India, though?
Yeah.
Maybe no. It's all a lot of maybe the Irish whiskeys. Doubt it though.
So-
Ready to wrap this thing up, Ed?
Yeah.
All
Do we
right.
have one more beer we can pour to wrap this up?
Oh, boy.
I'm sure we do.
Yeah.
All right, let's look.
So, hey.
Yeah. So, quick question.
Yeah.
It says it's a 12-minute bike ride. Is it a bike-friendly beer festival? Will there be bike racks?
There will be chain link fences.
So bring your bike lock.
Bring your bike lock.
But also remember, you can get a DUI on a bike in Arizona.
Yeah. Really, the move is to take the bus. No one's going to do it. And that bus holds like 60 people.
Yeah, so it's the Route Orange line.
Yeah.
The Route 5 Orange line from downtown will take you to the museum.
Directly.
Yeah, and if you need any of this
12-minute
information,
ride.
just look up Real Wild and Woodsy or go to the Guild website. They have the information there, tickets, stuff like that. Like we said, VIP is already sold out, which is cool because that means people are interested in this. Andrew, if people want to find out more about what the Guild does and what you guys are up to, where should they go?
Wow. Thank you. ChooseAZBrews.com
Correct.
is the start. But if you go to AZCBG.com, that will bring you right to the Real Wild and Woody webpage. AZCBG, Arizona Craft Brewers Guild. I bought that the other day on Google Domain, and guess what? They just sold to Squarespace, and now I'm screwed. It's amazing. I'm so excited. That was $15 I'll never see again.
Not dot beer, huh?
What's that?
You didn't get a dot beer, huh?
No.
That's what we have. We have dot beer. It's awesome.
A lot of
Craftsman
people
dot
do.
beer. And the shop.
The shop dot beer,
So-
BRI dot beer.
Yeah.
I think Peoria Artisan might be dot beer. There's a bunch of dot beers. Yeah. It's a thing.
So the cool kids. We know. That's why we're there.
Yeah. It's just easier on social media. And
Yeah. Well, listen, people are used to .coms
Yeah.
and .net, maybe.
I was just thrilled I got AZCBG.
That's pretty good.
I was like, what?
But you do the Arizona Beer Frontier, correct?
Arizona Beer Frontier. That is a podcast that we do every single week.
That's dedication.
That's a lot more than us.
It's part of my job.
Well, hey, listen, my job doesn't
It's
do that.
fine.
Wish I did.
It's a new part of my job, but it is. We've got 54.
See, you're halfway to us.
We got
Yeah,
54
we've been doing this for years.
already
Yeah.
set. Yeah.
Well, you know.
My last, I think the last one was like a half podcast because it was just me up at Edge of the World. So, yeah.
Well, you've been a great guest.
Oh, thanks.
Chris, if people want to find us, where should they go?
Like I said earlier, so there's hoppycraftsman.beer is our website. We post all the episodes there and some articles, which is fun times. And then Instagram, probably the easiest place to find us. We always are on there.
Yeah, we don't do Facebook.
Facebook
like you,
either. Yeah, we don't do that.
You people. We don't got time for
We
that.
don't do Facebook. Yeah, at Hoppy Craftsman on the Instagram. So that's the best place. Ed, if people want to support the show, where should they go?
They should go to patreon.com/hoppycraftsman because stuff.
Yeah, you know.
If you want to give us money to do beer things, we will gladly accept it. And that's what Patreon provides. That's their service.
Hair, beer, things free.
Absolutely not.
No, they're not.
They're expensive.
How much did those stickers cost, Andrew?
Money.
What was the minimum order?
Money. 50.
Oh, that's a low minimum.
It's pretty low minimum, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Usually it's like 100 at least, if not more.
I thought some.
I have a very low budget, bro.
Yeah, no, Patreon podcasts in general aren't free. They cost money, and they cost money for hosting. They cost money in all kinds of ways. So
We had to pay Andrew a lot to come.
yeah, so this was a really expensive. The whole budget for the year's gone.
Wow.
Mostly on the beer.
I'm so lost.
You can't see this,
But-
but we do have a guild sign up there. So
We are
fans of the guild.
Yeah, we are
Oh,
official.
thank you.
We are official guild members.
Thank you so much.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what that says.
Thank you so much.
when you buy one of those, you become a guild member. That's
Oh,
what I-
really?
That's what I
You
was
just
told.
gotta. It's like
Yeah.
pay to play.
Yeah,
Wow.
you didn't know that either, huh? Oh, weird.
Well, I am the worst treasurer of all time. So, hey.
Perfect.
Chris, who are the raddest people who help support this show?
Those people are Zach Dominguez.
Yes.
You might know Rob Fulmer.
Awesome.
That guy. He supports the show.
Great.
And Terrence Hollows.
Thank you.
They're our patron supporters. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. So
For sure.
there's definitely some tiers left on the website for the patrons, and there's actually some stickers in the works, I think, at this point. We'll see. Maybe your glass. I keep looking at stuff for glasses, so
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes.
Well, we obviously have to do a tree one now.
yep. Perfect. All right. It's been fun.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
We'll
everyone.
see you after the summer. Oh, to mention that, we've mentioned it a couple times. Episode 100 is coming up. We're working on maybe a special guest, maybe an old guest, maybe
Yeah. We'll see how this
maybe
goes.
a fond friend from
Years gone by.
years gone by.
Yeah.
What Chris mentioned, they're going on vacation, so we're going to take a little bit of a break. We might do a couple of road soda episodes. I might do one solo.
Oh, yeah.
Up in Flagstaff.
Yeah,
Could
maybe
be
I
a Flagstaff
do
one,
that.
yeah.
Maybe I'll do one with Andrew, just me and him.
Maybe maybe we'll slide it in as number 100 and be like, sorry,
Yeah,
That's
fuck off.
that's a number.
Yeah.
I have to log into the podcast site. We're fine.
Chris will
veto
You
it.
can do
Yeah.
remote, right?
Yeah, but Chris will rename it something. He'll be like Ed's stupid podcast that isn't nowhere anything near
Super
100.
unofficial 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Lies.
Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see some of you at Real Wild and Woodsy.
I'll definitely be there.
Andrew will be there in his camo and high vis vest. Are you gonna wear the deerstalker hat? Are you gonna get the orange deerstalker hat?
I don't know, but it sounds amazing. Probably.
You know the Sherlock Holmes hat?
No, but maybe.
I'll show you a picture of a deerstalker
Okay.
hat. You should wear that for
Great.
the Elmer Fudd hat.
Is it high vis orange?
Yeah,
Great.
we'll get you one.
Yeah.
Chris kind of spoiled it. We'll see you for episode 100 at the State Fair
Yeah. Whatever.
with our booth.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.